We'll invite Kevin up now, our final speaker, and then we're going to move on to a couple of polling questions and then Q's and A's. Merci.
Merci. Bonjour tout le monde. Merci beaucoup à l'opportunité de vous adresser la parole ce matin. I'd like to start, first of all, by thanking the Canadian Government Executive for creating this space where we can all engage, hopefully, in what will be some learningful conversations. It's events like these that give us the opportunity to step back from what we are busy doing and reflect a little bit on how we are being. Thank you for this opportunity. Aussi, de la part de plus que 50 000 gestionnaires de la fonction publique, j'aimerais remercier les organisateurs pour nous avoir donné une voix. The National Managers Community is a community for learning and networking which connects federal public service managers from all departments and agencies across Canada to strengthen capacity, innovation, and engagement, which I think is very well aligned with the Blueprint 2020 initiative. We at the NMC are strong believers and advocates for conversation and dialogue. So I'm going to be brief in my comments so we can get to the dialogue portion of the panel discussion. Our community was and continues to be excited to have the opportunity that the clerk gave us to contribute as individuals and in organizations to build a public service we can all be proud of and committed to. The other panelists have already framed the blueprint exercise and how it was implemented across the system and within departments. And I'd like to speak briefly on the NMC and how the NMC engaged our horizontal community since the launch of this journey of transformation, and some of the findings that have stemmed from the thousands of conversations that we have facilitated across this great country. Since the fall, the NMC led 2 nationwide consultation and engagement events to capture what we hope were the managers' views on this vision, what they feel is needed to help them make it a reality, and what they can do to help achieve it. The events were open to managers, supervisors, and team leaders. NMC members and NMC-trained engagement practitioners volunteered their time to host and facilitate the sessions using our engagement tools. The purpose of the first event on October 3rd was to start the dialogue with managers on the vision, while the second one on December 5th focused on the development of regional action plans based on some of the key findings and ideas that were identified during the October event. We also used a virtual engagement tool, Soapbox, on our website, and this enabled managers to review the hundreds of ideas that were generated through both events and to vote on them, much as CRA had done. This allowed managers that weren't able to participate in person to be part of the process. Over 2,000 managers participated and over 6,000 votes were cast. In total, 97 regional action plans have been developed and are in the process of being executed across the country in support of the Blueprint 2020 initiative. La communauté a aussi offert ses membres et outils aux ministères qui avaient besoin de l'aide pour mobiliser leurs employés dans les régions. Et je suis fier de dire que plusieurs des ministères nous ont accepté notre offre. During the course of our deliberation, it was obvious that managers were committed, even excited, about the possibilities for positive change that were being uncovered during these conversations. I think it should be noted, however, that there continues to be challenges that we need to be paying attention to if we are going to make this undertaking a success. Managers across the country continue to struggle to keep their people engaged and worry about employee wellness. The well-being of our public service colleagues is of great concern to the community, and we are recommending that a focus on workplace wellness be included in whatever vision is drafted and part of any action plans moving forward. Managers view this as an essential strategic priority, and we are well placed to help identify the direct and indirect impacts to both productivity and engagement. Through the process, managers understanding the vision grew from 33% before the October event to over 76% following a similar event in December. This process enabled managers across the country to see that issues are similar across departments and that long-term commitment is required if we are going to make our shared vision a reality. Managers will continue to build on the action plans developed through ongoing participation led by regional NMC steering committees. The NMC Secretariat here in Ottawa will continue to enable dialogue and action by connecting groups with similar goals and functional communities or stakeholders to share information on the options that are available to us. So what does the Blueprint 2020 mean for managers? Well, what was obvious to everyone is that it's an opportunity to provide quality service to Canadians by modernizing what we do and how we do it. Managers are now able to influence change, develop new competencies through the implementation. It provides a sense of optimism that we can rebuild the trust in our organization, see that innovative ideas are actually put into action, and have one strategic direction to steer towards. It also provides hope that we may become an employer of choice and result in a more positive and quality workplace. It's a good mechanism by which to foster a more collaborative public service, harmonize and streamline processes, and develop common systems and tools where necessary, while still maintaining flexibility to improve the public service and maintain the respect and confidence of Canadians. Managers came up with 3 concerns or 3 needs in order to help make this a reality. First, we need to focus or to pay some attention to the web of rules that still exists in many of our hierarchies. It's only by paying attention to those that we're going to be able to move forward. We also need to have more enabling HR tools and practice that we're able to work through, and that will be found to be helpful as well. The other major finding of the consultation was we need to have access to enabling technologies. We all recognize that there's webinars available, there's all sorts of different social media things that are available to us, but in some places across the country, public servants don't have access to the internet, let alone to webinars. So we need to focus as well on some of those needs in order to be able to facilitate that change. What can managers do to help achieve the vision? We will continue to work horizontally across departments and provide opportunities for public servants to get together and talk about how it is we can co-create the public service. We need to focus on wellness, and we'll continue to do that. And as well, we need to work on the talent management piece, how it is that managers are going to continue to develop so that they're ready to take on the leadership responsibilities of the future. I would like to finish with a few things that certainly resonated for us during the process. First, it's been amazing to see, in fact, feel the energy that was created during these sessions. To me, it reaffirms that people don't mind change. They mind being changed. If organizations create opportunities for meaningful involvement in processes like this, they will be rewarded with much higher levels of engagement. Second, to quote the clerk from one of his recent reports to the Prime Minister, managers are creators and carriers of the corporate culture. No meaningful cultural change is possible if the management cadre is not involved. Mr. Tresh talked about the parade. I remember when I was in Regina, I was part of the band that led the noon parades. And there was always the leader, the drum major that was out front sort of leading the parade. And that's the role of certain parts of our leadership. But the manager, I think, is the bass drum player, the one that keeps the beat, that keeps people going to the same thing. So I think everybody has a role in this, and we all need to know what our role is and to work within that. And finally, I think I like the quote of Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "Be the change that you want to see." We have been given an opportunity to influence the public service of the future. If we are going to be successful, we need to take ownership, like Louise talked about. We need to take ownership as individuals and as organizations, regardless of where we find ourselves. We need each one of us to be proactive and use whatever influence we have to support this critical initiative. Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.